This is Mr. A Max coming live from a place known as Radar Radio, and I'm live and direct with
Mr. Exposed.
Mr. Exposed.
But you can call me Keith. It's always weird when people call me Mr. Exposed, you know what I mean? Like literally, you know one of those ones where it's a name I've picked up or whatever, but it's always weird when someone says, well, go on, Mr. Exposed. I'm like, no, my name's Keith.
Yeah, no, I hear that, man. I hear that. But trust me, man, like, talk to me, man. How did it all begin? How did this happen? How did it go from life before?
Yeah. Wow. I've been, I guess I've been blogging for years. I started off as a blogger, writer, and a few years down the line, I decided, to start a radio show. So I started a radio show on Top FM. So I had a radio show on Top FM. It used to be called the On Topic Talk Show. I was on there for a little bit. Moved to Australia, and when I came back,
Australia.
I lived in Australia for about a year, just over a year.
How did you find that experience? Talk to me about that.
Absolutely amazing. It's probably it was a life-changing experience for me. I got to live in a different environment. I got to see different things. I got to see how other people live. When you've been living in a certain environment for a long time, it's easy to believe that that's all there is in a sense. So when I moved out to Australia, it showed me that there's a whole lot more out there. And from when I got back, which was about two years ago, my life has been totally different. And I thank that experience.
So talk to me about where you grew up before, obviously, like just so I can get some background and get an idea.
I was born in Zimbabwe. I moved here when I was about 13 years old. I lived in Middlesbrough for a bit.
Okay.
So I moved to London when I was 15, 16. So I've been living in South London since about 15, 16 years old now. So that's, it's become home. Been living in Thornton Heath.
Okay. South Londoner.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, man. Okay. You're near me, man.
Local.
That's what I'm saying, man. Local. So talk to me, man. Like, how have you found, obviously, the experience kind of working on Radar so far? And like,
it's it's an enjoyable experience. I'm a person that I like to kind of do my own thing, and I love any situation where I get to be myself. You know what I mean? And working on Radar, blogging, having my own podcast and everything allows me to be myself. You see what I mean? And I think that's important as a person, be yourself as much as you can. You know what I mean? And for me, that's my definition of success. I want to get to a point where, I'm earning, I'm living off being myself. You see what I'm saying? Where I wake up every morning and I don't have to change who I am. You get up every day, you get to be yourself, you get, you get paid, you pay your bills and you live on.
I understand that.
And I love, and that's, I guess, something I get at Radar. They let me be myself. When I do my radio show, I don't have to filter myself. When I go off and I do my own podcast, because I've got a podcast called 3 Shots of Tequila. When I go off and I do that, I get to be myself. So literally any little thing that I do, I try and make sure it's something that allows me to be as much of me as possible. And whenever you're yourself, you don't have to think. You don't have to, I have to get into character. It's me all the time.
Yeah, no, trust me, man. No, I completely, that resonates, man. Definitely. Like, you saying that, it's weird. It touches a chord. Like, and it's coming from a place of working in the corporate world and one day just kind of taking the tie off and literally dashing it to the ground and saying, I don't want to see that anymore unless I'm at a wedding.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For me, when I was 18, I was working as an intern for IHG, so it's the company that owns Holiday Inn and all of those, And I was doing pretty well. They paid very well, for an intern. I didn't think I was going to get paid in the first place, but they paid really well, had my own office and everything. And on paper, as far as our parents are concerned, that's an amazing job. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you want to work there? But for me, it really wasn't my kind of thing. You know what I mean? When I sat there and I was like, it's really, really not my kind of thing. And for a lot of people, when they look at you like, you're an idiot, how could you leave? You know what I mean? Like, do you know how many other people your age, struggle to get into something?
Still get
like
that text message.
Yeah, like really, and they look
not
at you
even
like,
on WhatsApp.
Yeah, when you do what you do, you constantly get people telling you, didn't you get a real job? You know what I mean? Fuck is a real job, you know what I mean? Because you look at places like Barclays, HSBC, when they're cutting 20,000 jobs. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a real job that you don't have anymore.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I always say to people, what is a real job and stuff like that? But I guess up until you are successful in what you do, no one really takes it seriously like that. It's like, that thing you do. I guess as an artist, you know what I mean? At some point, crept and Cohen and someone probably used to ask them, you still doing music?
Yep.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That question, you still doing that thing? You like, really? You see what I'm saying? So up until you're successful, some people won't take what you do seriously. But for me, I just couldn't work somewhere that I didn't enjoy. You know what I mean? Because there's only so long I can be here pretending that I'm happy here. I'm probably gonna get fired because I'm not gonna do what I'm supposed to do to, you know, the best of my ability, because I don't really want to be here.
That gives me a flashback to a certain boardroom table where it was me and a manager, and he made sure he stayed at the very far end of the table. And yeah, it didn't go too well. It just didn't go too well. Salute Reed for that one. Yeah, that I think that was the defining point. So when you say that, it definitely, I think there's a lot of people who watch this, and if they're being honest with themselves, it will definitely resonate with them. They'll probably wake up every morning thinking, commute.
Yep. Even as a creative, you know, for most creatives, I guess, musician, whatever you do, and you're not where you want to be, or you're not where you know you'll be, you wake up every day thinking, I'm gonna hear, you know, someone's gonna say this, someone's gonna say that, someone's gonna remind me that I could be doing this, I could be doing that. But it's all about sticking to what you do, really.
Definitely.
You know where you want to go, you know what you want to do, and if you let, you know, people interfere with what you're doing, it can hold you back.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
shadow of a doubt.
And I sit there and I think, look at what I've achieved, and, you know, like my potential and everything that's coming from just being myself. If I go back a few years ago, you know, my dad was constantly, get a job, do this, do that, and I understand that it comes from a place of love, I guess.
Yeah.
But it can hold you back, because I could have just tapped out, and everything that I've done up until now, you know, I've written a book, I've done this, I've done that, would have never happened, because I'd be in a office job somewhere working 60 to 80 hours a week.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? With a shitload of money I can't spend. You see what I mean? I don't even have the time
exactly
to enjoy this, because I'm in the office 60 to 80 hours, you know, working for that promotion 10 years from now. I'm like, you know, then I can enjoy what I do once I've gone through all of this, and this. For me, it was like, nah, it's not for me. And not to say, you know, those that do that, there's anything wrong with that. It's personally not for me. And I'm happy where I am.